What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. This is a Sunday sports edition. I got my man Clayton in the house, my man Tunk in the house, and we're gonna definitely talk about sports. Oh, all right, my fault, fellas. I was just trying to check there and see if my volume was coming through on the make sure my sound was coming through. All right, that's cool. Yeah, I'm loud and clear now. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all chiming in with me, man. And, yeah, we got a lot to cover, man. We're gonna talk about some WNBA, some NBA, and then we're gonna talk about some football. The NFL. But let's start out with the WNBA. And Clayton, you was right. You said that they was gonna hire that young lady. What's her name? Stephanie White.
Yeah, Stephanie White.
Yeah, they hired her. And, yeah, man. So that's a good hire for them.
You talking about for the Fever?
Yeah, the Fever hired.
So you called that a couple weeks ago, though, Clay.
Yeah. You can see it lining up. You can see it lining up. Yep. You see it lining up. It's interesting. I want to know. I saw that Chicago hired the assistant off the Aces, and I don't know much about him, but they have a new coach too.
Oh, okay, the assistant.
Yeah, Tony somebody, I think his name is. Yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah, so what you think about it, Mike? What you think about it?
I think it's a good look. I thought, like I said, that I thought that it was between her and Lisa Bluter.
Right.
But everybody else, they was like, man, you crazy. She retired. You know what I mean? And so so and she's going to enjoy her retirement. And then another lady who I watched, I forgot the name of her podcast, but she was saying that, and what she said made a lot of sense. She said that Lisa Bluter don't need to be Caitlin Clark's coach in order, you know what I mean? Because Caitlin Clark confides in her and can call her anytime. So she don't need to be there on a day-to-day. She can just basically be her advisor and somebody who she trusts to bounce. You know what I mean? Bounce different ideas off of. So she was like, and that's probably the role that both of them are more comfortable with than her being a coach, coming out of retirement and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, that's a good that's a good point that the lady made. But
I just felt like also that is a good point. But I also feel like Stephanie White is gonna wind up mentoring Caitlin as well, because she's an ex-player, and she's a champion in college and stuff like that. And but I also think that this move was really about trying to take advantage of Caitlin's talent and win a title now. And I just felt like since watching her and as the season went on, they were going to move things around to line the Fever up. And they need some influence. They needed to bring back old influence. Like if you look at the president, Kelly Crosscoff, I can't say her name, Crosskoff, that's her name, right, Kelly Crosskoff and Amber Cox. These women, they trailblazers in the league and they got a lot of influence. So, when you start looking at a generational talent, they start, lining pieces up, man, to really push that, because you want Caitlin Clark in your WNBA finals. So I don't care what anybody says. You want her in her finals. You want her there. Yeah. And I think this was the move to do it. And also Stephanie White, all the Indiana ties. She played for them. It's a home state. And the fact that she still had 1 year remaining on her contract, and they said they made the announcement that they parted ways, I knew that Indiana probably had bought them out. Bought her out of her final year. You know what I'm saying?
You think the Indiana Fever is almost like, man, we need to strike while the iron's hot. Like we need to make this happen now. Give ourselves the best, best option. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And not just Indiana. I think the WNBA feels that way. Here again, you really want Caitlin in the finals. Because she brings so many eyes, right? So if you look at when she made a playoff push, they got in the playoffs and the viewership, even though they still hit 1 million, it was a serendipitous drop off in viewership with the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even the WNBA is standing down. I think Connecticut stood down because she still had another year on her contract.
Oh, okay.
If you guys can
that.
follow what I'm saying, right? Sometimes as a collective, you do what's best for the whole league sometimes. And that might mean that certain organizations and certain players get certain pieces, you know, around them so they can be formidable. Like, you know, if you look at the NBA, right? When they wanted to trade Chris Paul to the Lakers, but the league stopped it, you know, because of whatever, for whatever reason, the commissioner didn't feel like that might have been best for the league at the time. You know what I'm saying? So you know, sometimes some teams stand down and they are instructed to do certain things because what's best for the whole league itself, you know? And I definitely think they're trying to get Caitlin a championship or at least get her in that finals because she's such a draw, you know? Yeah.
Yes. Well, let me ask y'all this then, right? Because because what's Christy Sides was let go, right? And what's the other? And Teresa Witherspoon was let go. Some people are calling these two young ladies coach killers, right? And let me ask you, like, do you think that's fair that they, you know what I mean, like they can call these young ladies coach killers?
I think it's silly. I saw a report too. Some reporter wrote an article saying, trying to warn Caitlin, don't become this. The reason I said it's silly is because the president, first I'm gonna deal with Indiana. The president of Indiana, Kelly Crosskoff, she already had her ideas in mind when she took over. She already built a championship team before. So in most cases, when you bring in a new president and new GM, they have their idea on who they want to be the coach. You don't want to tie your success to somebody you didn't hire. You see? So in terms of Christy Sides, I'll take you back, Mike, to the summer. Even when the season first started, you even did a podcast saying, I don't believe Christy Sides is going to make it as her coach.
No.
Right. So, and I don't think that was about Caitlin. And also, if you look at other leagues and other situations, when you get a generational talent, a lot of times that first coach is not the one because that team is not great under that coach. And then you get this generational talent and you trying to make a push with this talent. A lot of times you get a coaching change. You look at Steph Curry, you look at Michael Jordan, you know, you look at Magic Johnson, you look at look at some of these examples. So to say that she's a coach killer is absolutely ridiculous at this point. Now, if for any chance Caitlin runs Stephanie White out of town, then that narrative might can start popping up. And as far as Chicago goes, I say that Teresa Witherspoon created the condition for her to be let go, not Angel, because she was the coach. She's the authority on that team. You don't have to try to run your team through this girl's doubles if it's not what's best for the team. I do ultimately believe that created tension in the locker room and disdain amongst the players, but that wasn't Angel Reese's fault. And Angel wanted her to stay. Remember the statement she made after she got let go? Oh, Coach Spoon, I love you. You know what I mean? All this stuff. So I don't think it's fair at all. And I just think it's a narrative right now because it'll sell, you know, and it'll get clicks and stuff like that. But it's definitely, to me, it's ridiculous at this stage.
I gotta agree with that, man. First year in, no, you can't call him no coach killer at the one season, man. Like you say, if it happens again at the, you know, that second or third season and another coach is run off or whatever, maybe, not after one season.
So my thing is like you said, Clayton, when I did that podcast early in the season with Christy, speaking about Christy Sides, like in a situation like that, when you get a generational type player like Caitlin Clark, you have to basically almost hit a home run with your first at bat. You know what I mean? Because if you don't hit a home run, then most of the time, you know, you probably they're going to be changing, you know, general managers and stuff like you say, and then they're going to be bringing in their own players. So only thing that really could have saved Christy Sides' job was if she had built a bond with Caitlin Clark, number one, a real tough bond, a tight bond, or if they had went to the championship in that first season, that would have made it more difficult to run Christy Sides out of town, in my opinion.
Do y'all think that Clay made a good point? Like, you know what I mean? You got a new regime in there. You want to pick your own guy, or woman in this case. You know what I mean? You don't want your,
I'm sorry about the noise, y'all.
You don't want your failure tied to somebody that you didn't hire. But do you think they also looked at it like maybe Christy Sides took them as far as she was able to take them? Like she may be the type of coach that couldn't get them any further.
Well, yeah. That some people they thought from the very beginning that Christy Sides was in over her head because you know what I mean. Because some of the coaching decisions that Christy Sides made early on in the season. So they, and Christy Sides, she although she's been around the WNBA for a little while, this situation was a little bit different, and a lot of people thought that she was in over her head. So like I said, she would have had to have hit a home run, basically, at her first at bat.
I do believe Christy Sides and Caitlin created a bond. I do believe they did.
Yeah. I think they grew to respect each other.
Yeah, I think they had a little bond. I think the whole team. I think
they grew to respect each other.
Especially during the Olympic break. I thought that whole team started connecting and had, and grew a bond and stuff. And she started understanding to let Caitlin be the playmaker that she is. She bought into the idea we need to push pace. She started coming around to that. I just think that the Indiana Fever, especially the president, she built a championship team before the organization did, and they know what they have a familiarity with Stephanie White. They already know what she brings to the table, and they know how to build it. So they're tapping back into a resource that they're familiar with, and Stephanie White fits the personnel, that they have, because what they want to do is push pace. I think Stephanie White's first couple of years with the Fever, like Tamika Catchings was interviewed, after her first win. Stephanie White was a coach, her first win. And Tamika Catchings said, I'm glad to get this win for her. She the type person we will run through a wall for. This is what the star player said to me, Tamika Catchings. Also, Stephanie White used to preach fast pace and stingy defense. And to me, that's what Indiana wants to do. They want to be a team that push pace because they got the personnel to do it. I remember you was asking me, Mike, do I think Alyssa Thomas would follow Stephanie, some of these free agents? She don't fit. I don't think she fits because the pace that then Indiana want to push. I don't think they're going to lean into older veterans at this stage.
Yeah. Well, I think that could be true, right? But all right, so if they don't lean into older veterans, like because typically when you get into the playoffs, the game slows down. It becomes more of a half-court type game, and so that's why I was thinking that maybe a player like Alyssa Thomas, might be able to help them out. Like I said, once they get into the playoffs.
Well, Sue Bird talked about her first title she won. And she said the reason they won it is because they couldn't match the physicality, but how they won was because they pushed pace, and that's how they won a championship. So to be honest, I mean, I understand what you're saying. It slows down, but Indiana don't want that. They don't want that. They want to win with pace. That's how they're gonna win a title if they win it.
Is that how they like begin to play towards the end of the season?
After the break,
once they started, once they started to win, once Indiana started to win, they started, they committed to pushing pace. And then that's when you see like teams, like the better teams in the league really, like the Aces and Connecticut really couldn't match that pace when they played.
Couldn't match that pace. So that's going to be the key for them. So I look for them to get some free agents that can play with pace, that's younger, and can play good defense.
So all right, so when you talk about the Sky, so what makes the Sky situation different? So you think that Teresa Witherspoon really she ushered her own way out of
yes,
out of Chicago.
yes, yes.
But it's
Just
like,
according to some of the innuendo that Marina Mabrey suggested, and some of the players, they felt like, you know, this whole Angel Reese thing was bigger than the team trying to win.
Yeah.
And Teresa was buying into that.
Yeah. Well, all right. So my thing is, all right. So Teresa did the exact opposite of what Christy Sides did, because Christy Sides didn't really, at the beginning of the season, she didn't really buy into it. And she got fired, but Teresa bought into the rookie hype, and she got fired.
Well, Christy Sides, not in the beginning, because she's like, she had the old mindset of the W. But Christy Sides surrendered early on, and they went on that run and made the playoffs. So she bought in at some point.
Yeah,
she just resisted in the beginning.
She bought in out of necessity, though. You know what I mean? Like, after you start out 2 wins, 8 losses, then you know eventually you're gonna have to change something up, because if she didn't recognize what to do, that season would have been a disaster. If you ask me.
I just think Christy Sides was just a product of this thing being so big, and it's bigger than her. Not that she did a bad job.
No, I don't think really. I just think my point is, like, both coaches, Christy Sides and Teresa Witherspoon. I think both of them were in a, like, you have to almost hit a home run when you get franchise ball players like that in your organization.
Yeah, I don't think Angel is a generational talent.
No, I said franchise. You know what I mean? That's why
I don't think Angel is a franchise player.
You don't think she's a franchise ball player?
Not at this stage.
I think she was. It depends on, like, how she performed in the future. You know what I mean? Like, what her commitment is to like, to the sky, to basketball. That's why I changed it from generational.
I don't think she expound on that, Clay. Expound on that.
Well, I love her to death. She's Baltimore native, and she made it to the league. She's doing well for herself. But I just don't think she's a franchise player. I thought you had several players on that team is much better than her, more skillful. I think Cardosa is a more skillful player than Angel Reese. Kennedy Carter was the best player on their team. She's coming off the bench. Things of this nature. So I think what Teresa Witherspoon, she did it to herself. I don't understand what she was trying to do in terms of that lineup. I remember saying to you, Mike, a while back, I thought the Sky had more talent than Indiana. They shouldn't even won a game against them. But looking at the way she was using that team and how their philosophy, to me, it didn't make sense. Cardosa was so efficient around that basket, and she was better. And then later on in the season, you saw those other guards taking over the game a little bit more, and that could have been there the whole time. She even had a girl on the team that played overseas that won championships overseas, and she was suppressing that girl's talent. So I think it's 2 different situations.
Yeah. You're probably right. Yeah, because but either way, I don't think that either one of these young ladies are coach killers. I think the example I would think of somebody who's a coach killer is somebody like let me ask you this, like, what about, y'all think Giannis is a coach killer?
Well,
that's a good question, man. That's a good question. And I've never even really looked at it that way, but he might be. He might be. He might be. I never even looked at it like that.
Let me just say this.
Yeah,
they won. The Milwaukee Bucks won that championship, and that coach who they won that championship, they got him out of there. They got him out of there.
Yeah.
So now, fast forward to, they got to do, is his name Adrian Griffin, the coach. He led them to, I think it was a 39-13 record.
Yep.
The Milwaukee Bucks still wasn't happy with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they got him out of there.
Right.
So,
right.
At one point, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like to me that you know they trying to keep Giannis happy, but they ran out 2 good coaches, and now they're in a situation with Doc Rivers.
Man, that just wasn't a good hire, man. I mean, see, you can always say, and I'm not saying Giannis did this, but Giannis be like, oh man, I ain't happy with the coach. And they like, all right, we're gonna fire him, but who you replace him with?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think Giannis picked the next coach. He just might say, I ain't happy with this one, but then you replace him with somebody who's not as good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's replacing with somebody that's not as good. And but Milwaukee, man, Giannis being the coach killer, that Drew Holiday trade, man, that's never happened, man. That Drew Holiday trade, man, that's never happened. That man ain't no excuse for that, man.
Right.
But even as we say these things, because sometimes we like to say this about LeBron and stuff like that, but as we say these things, I still say the GMs and the brass are the real ones, because if you're surrendering this to the team and the lead, you know, the star players, that tells me a lot about you and your ability to build a championship team. Because one thing that Jerry Krause didn't do was cater so much to Michael, you know, and Pat Riley didn't cater so much to LeBron. And you know, it's certain organizations, Boston, I don't think Boston is going to cater to something that Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. They got good people in those positions making those decisions.
Yeah. And they know, you know what I mean? They know that those organizations know that those, you might be a great generational type ball player, but you are not a general manager. You know what I mean? That's not your specialty.
Yeah.
Chicago realized that with Michael Jordan, they, you know, they ain't let Mike make no decisions except for where he was going to shoot the ball from. Other than that, you know, Mike wasn't running, you know, he ain't running.
And I think, man, nowadays, the players have so much more power than they did before. Whereas though, if Giannis unhappy with a coach, I'm just speaking hypothetically. If Giannis unhappy with a coach and he about to hit free agency, he might not re-sign with you. You know what I'm saying? So you use a, you know what I mean, a superstar. They always gonna choose the player. That's where their money is invested in. That's who the fans coming to see. So when it really comes down to it, 99% of the time they're gonna choose the superstar player over the coach. That's just the business at hand. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but
let me say this. All right. So there are very few. I would think that there are very few general managers in professional sport that can, like you say, can maneuver around that type of situation. Like Pat Riley, he can do that. You know what I mean? He has the cachet and he has the background where he can say, well, you know, like he told LeBron, Spoelstra is our coach, and he, you know what I mean? But yeah, if LeBron was playing for any other general manager, he would have been able to get Spoelstra out of there. And and he probably has, you know, gotten some players, I mean, some coaches ran out of there. You know what I mean? But not with Pat Riley. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And I think the Boston organization is like that too.
Oh yeah.
You know? It's just now with Jenny Buss having the Laker team, that Laker organization is a little different these days.
Man, it's a lot different. It's a lot different. It's a lot different, man. It's a lot different, man. That's crazy.
That's crazy. I got a prediction for you guys, though, man. Speaking of Boston, and this NBA season, I think Boston gonna break the total wins record this year. Yep.
What is that?
I think they're gonna take down Golden State's record. I think they're gonna take it down. Yep.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, I think I do admit I think that the Celtics are on a mission, like I said, because their 2 star players got disrespected to the utmost over the summer. You know what I mean? And so I think, you know, they on a mission. But wow, so
that's coming off a championship. You know what I mean, Mike? That's coming off a championship. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yep.
That was crazy.
I think they're gonna break the record.
I don't know about the wins thing, Clayton, but I'm definitely getting behind them trying to make Tatum MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think he really gonna make a push for that. You know.
What's hurting Tatum though is Brown. Let me tell you, man. The other night when they beat, I forget who they won. They beat.
Was it Charlotte?
It might have been Charlotte. But you know, Brown had 37. You know, almost. I mean, it's hard, man, when you know that guy on your team.
Yeah.
It's hard, Jack.
Yeah.
Tatum a talent, but Brown, it's like
He's
he's been totally unlocked.
He a dog, man. Jaylen Brown a dog, man. That dude, man. I like him a lot.
When Brown, I always dig Brown anyway because he always come through in clutch situations. You know what I mean? Like his game throughout his whole career has always been, you know what I mean? Like he always been a dog. He just come through in clutch situations.
Because he always seemed to be in attack mode.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum doesn't. Tatum doesn't seem like he's in attack mode all the time.
Yeah.
Where Jaylen Brown, he seems to be, man, I'm in attack mode. And I think that got to do with, just for me and my preference, Tatum sometime, man, get a little bit too happy with that 3-ball, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that boy got a bag, man. He can get any shot he want. I think.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he can get any shot he want, man. Mike, you always talk about this, man. You know, I think he settles, man, a lot. You know what I mean? With just pulling that 3 all the time, man. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can get any shot he want, man.
He definitely let the defense off the hook sometime. You know what I mean? When he settled for that 3, I agree with that. But I want to before. All right, so with the Bucks, y'all, do y'all think so? Who's at fault over there? Is it with the Bucks? Is it Giannis? Is it Doc Rivers or is it management?
As far as what they slow start?
Yeah, well, the state of the team, and not just the slow start, but because if you go back to last season, you know what I mean? Like this season, like from the middle of their season on, really didn't go according to plan either. You know what I mean? So once they brought in Doc Rivers, so as far as the state of the team, who you think is at fault?
I say the management.
Right. Yeah. Overall, I would say management. Management overall, but you can't let the players on the court off the hook either. I don't think Doc. I never thought Doc was a great coach or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? I was happy that he got the opportunities and things like that.
Yeah.
But I never sold that. Even with him being with the Clippers, even with him having that Orlando team, you know what I mean? Yesteryear. Yeah. You know, of course, he won with that Boston team, which I think he underachieved with that team, man. A lot of people look at me crazy for that, but I think they should have got more than one championship out of that squad.
Mm-hmm. And the Boston team?
Yeah, that 08 team that they won.
Yes.
I thought they should have got more than one out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
they went to game 7 though against the Lakers the second year. They almost got it. That was close.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think management for Milwaukee, because you got pieces that just don't fit together.
Right.
I really don't think Dame Lillard and Giannis. I just don't think that's a good fit.
It's not.
They don't match.
It's not, Clayton. That's not a good fit, man.
Those guys are just doing what they do. They doing what they do.
Right. And
but it's not
your prototypical point guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not that. So he's not really going to get people involved. And people might say, oh, man, he had 14 assists last night or whatever. Yeah, but he's not doing that night in, night out.
It's not what he is.
Right, exactly. That's not what he is, you know.
So it would be too much to expect Doc Rivers to get Dame Lillard and Giannis on the same page.
How do you?
Yeah.
How do you, Mike?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a tough call because I mean, like somebody will have to sacrifice a part. Well, you wouldn't even ask. Basically, you wouldn't have Giannis sacrifice any of his game anyway for Dame Lillard.
Right.
He's the one that got big.
He's the one has to acquiesce, and you know what I'm saying.
He's a big. He's a big, and Dame not a true facilitator. So how do you?
That's right.
So if that's the case, then if I'm Doc Rivers and I see that, you know that going in, then why even accept that job? Dame is not a point guard. Dame Dame is a shooting guard, and then number two, Dame don't play defense.
Right.
So why even accept that? Like, why would you accept that job if you couldn't do it? Like you couldn't meet the expectations that people was trying to set for you.
No, not too many coaches would pass up the opportunity to have, to coach Giannis and Dame. Not too many coaches would pass that up. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh man, I got Giannis and Dame, two all-time talents. I'm like, yeah, we can do something. We can make some noise with this.
And sometimes you can have talent that's so extraordinary that the X and O's kind of can go out the window because of their capabilities. Like, so Dame's not a true facilitator, but what he can bring, maybe Doc looked at it like, we can get certain things out of this matchup. Like they might look at the analytics like, hey, listen, I know I can get 30 a game from these two guys. And now with the role players involved, and stuff, they could be looking at it analytically as opposed to a true natural fit. I mean, I don't know, but
I don't know either. But not too many coaches will be like, no, I don't want to coach Dame, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Especially with Giannis, it's like, I mean, at some point you can take a guy, you can just build your offense to, okay, let's just play inside and out. I might not even need a true point guard. You just need to get the ball up the court, move the ball around. And
that's right.
I mean, who knows what he's thinking,
You know what I mean? We'll have them two running the pick and roll game like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Run the pick and roll. But yeah. You right, Cleet. You right. You know what I'm saying? It's like we got the talent to overcome whatever deficiencies they might not have. We get, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because we got the talent to do that.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, let's talk about Joel Embiid and Paul George over in Philly, right? Joel, first of all, Joel Embiid come out the bag talking about he not gonna play back-to-backs.
You ain't lying.
Then now he's in a situation where he roughing up reporters. I don't know, man. I don't know.
He said, keep my brother name out your mouth. That's what he said.
What is going on with Joel Embiid, man, over there in Philly, man?
I ain't never seen that guy play that tough. You know what I mean? You get tough with a reporter. I ain't never seen him that tough in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen him that tough down on that box in the playoffs, man. Get out of here, man. Clayton, you crazy, man. You crazy, man. But no, man, it's like, man, this guy never been, man, down talent-wise, man. Embiid might be one of the most talented bigs, man, that we've seen. I'm saying talent-wise, man, but it stops there. It stops there, man. He don't want to take no accountability for anything, man. And he's getting paid like the franchise player, like the franchise leader, but he's not leading them anywhere, man. He's not leading them anywhere. That's even when he's on the court. That's even when he's on the court.
I just think his time is ticking in Philly. I mean, to come out and say, I'm not playing back-to-backs. How do you do that? As a pro athlete, getting paid to play, fans coming to see you, how do you say that?
Getting all that money, don't forget that part, Clayton. Getting all that bread, he getting paid. You understand? All that money he getting paid,
And how does the organization justify that statement? Mike, what did Philly say about that?
Right.
I think they addressed it. They try to say like his statements was like misinterpreted. That was the take they took. Like he was misinterpreted, right? But even still, man, can you imagine like Michael Jordan, like Larry Bird, all them dudes, man, they look forward to playing every game. Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I know one thing.
Man, this generation, you can't even compare to them guys, man. It's like night and day.
Embiid wouldn't have cut it. He wouldn't have been able to play on a Michael Jordan team, a Kobe Bryant team, or any. He wouldn't have been able to cut it on those teams.
Because I mean, like you had Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale playing with Larry Bird. Imagine if one of them guys came out and said they wasn't gonna play back to back.
I mean, Kobe leaned on Shaq, so you know what he would have said to Embiid.
Yeah.
See, him and Shaq got to fight.
See, that's the thing. MB says that.
Yeah.
And then he scratching his head why he want to know why the city or the media is against him.
Don't love him. Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? You got to be joking, man. Listen to what you're saying. You're saying you're not going to give max effort. You're saying you're not going to play every day. You go out. You haven't led the team anywhere past the second round. And then you want to say, man, all I did for this team in this city, you ain't done nothing.
And poor Paul George, right? Paul George leave one situation where the superstar not playing.
I know.
Go to another situation, superstar saying I ain't playing back to back.
Same thing.
Now, I know Paul George suffering injury. He's injury prone too, but it's like you left one bad situation for another. And I'm telling you, I was the biggest Kawhi Leonard fan ever.
I'm still a Kawhi Leonard fan.
I am too, but I just don't like seeing this, man.
Well, I
don't
think
like seeing this.
With Kawhi Leonard, I think he is out. I think it's like things beyond his control. I don't think it's like Kawhi Leonard don't want to play. I think it's just things beyond his control. I think physically, you know, his physical, he limited physically. He want to be out there, but he just keep getting that nagging injury. That's what I think the situation with Kawhi. But Kawhi ain't never graded no press conference and said, I'm not playing on Thursday.
No, he don't say that. No,
I'm not playing Monday afternoons. And all this other crazy stuff, man. Joel Embiid
he did something for me when he went to Toronto and carried that team. They won the title. He did something for me when I was upset when they played I think the Heat in the finals, and the guy stuck his foot under him and he got injured in that first game. You know, I was biggest Kawhi fan. I hope it's really injury. I'm not so sure, Mike. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I think with Kawhi, I just think it's probably just his injuries and stuff, man. But he the most like if you look at his game, just on the offensive end, he's just so efficient. Like he gets to his spot, he raise up and he's you know he score, he shoot.
Two-way player.
Oh yeah,
two-way player.
That's right.
The board man gets paid. The board man gets paid. You know, I used to love him, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, great player.
Let me say something. Somebody made a comment too. I thought that was pretty good about like two-way basketball players. It was I forgot who said it. It was an old school basketball player. He was like, you had to be a two-way player back in the old NBA. You had to be a two-way player, or you wasn't getting on the court.
Right, you know what I mean? They ain't want you to be no liability on defense.
Right, yeah, you wasn't, you know what I mean? Like you had to be, or at least be a very good, like they said with what's the dude? Like Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman said only way he could get on the court was if he played defense. So you know what I mean? You got guys now who think like it's all about scoring, but a lot of guys back in the days, that's how they got their minutes when they played tough defense, like Bruce Bowen. You know, like people sacrifice their offensive game a lot of times so they could get on the court. They became defensive specialists.
Y'all remember Alvin Robinson, right? Remember y'all? Yeah, he
was a great defender.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Played with the Bucks in San Antonio. Yeah, man.
You know who else used to play good D? Ronaldo Blackman.
Rolando Blackman, and Derek Harper. Derek Harper used to play good D too.
Yeah, Derek Harper. Yeah,
Derek Harper used to play good D too.
But see, but Derek Harper had a bag too, and he could shoot. Derek Harper could shoot, could score. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Everybody in the league was a two-way player because you couldn't.
Yeah, you had to at least be able to defend your position. Ain't nobody say you had to be. You know what I mean? What's the name? You know what I mean? Clark. Right. Ain't nobody say you had to be, you know what I mean, Gary Payton, but you had to at least be able to defend the, you know what I mean, your position.
But you don't think the same still holds true in today's NBA? It's just you got players, I mean, you got the league changes and the game is not as physical and stuff, but you still required to play a little D on. I mean, I don't see the difference that much except the rule changes.
They got that like specialty type ball players. You know what I mean? Like two-way. I mean, everybody, like you said, like Tom said, you had to be able to at least defend, you know, or get steals. Some guy, you don't want to be too much of a liability.
But that's basketball, though, right?
What you mean?
I mean, the game of basketball. You know, you got to be able to guard a man. Like, you just may not be great at it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think today's game got specialty players, but I thought yesterday's game had specialty players too. Like, to me, Dennis Rodman on Detroit was a specialty kind of player. John Salvey was specialty. Yeah. So I think they still had the same thing. I just think the rule changes makes it look different.
That could be. I'm not going to say that the rule change don't play a part. But I think, you know what I'm saying? I think guys don't put as much effort in on the defensive end as they once did.
That might be true.
Yeah.
It might be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what's that?
You want to address that? You want to address that comment?
What did it say?
It says Christy Sides killed the greatest rookie season of all time. Caitlin Clark salvaged a good rookie season. Again, going back to Christy Sides, I just think that she was in a almost an impossible situation with coaching a generational type player. That's that was my take on Christy Sides.
Yeah, I don't think she killed that rookie season because the rookie season still was epic.
Yeah,
it was probably one of the best ever, if not the second best. Mm-hmm. And if you compare her numbers to Candace Parker's, they was right there.
Yeah,
she might even, average just as much. The only difference was Candace was on a team that won a title, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she wound up getting MVP and rookie. But I thought Caitlin had an outstanding rookie campaign, one of the best ever. So I don't know if she killed it, but I don't know.
Once Caitlin Clark just got once that game slowed down for her, you know what I mean? I just thought that it was like you said, it was an epic season.
Yeah, and once she got some rest.
See, I was about to say that, Clayton. I was about to say that, man. This season coming up, man, you might even see her be a little bit more efficient. She's gonna have her legs back, man. She's gonna be able to get some rest and stuff like that. I was just about to say that, Clayton.
Yeah, once that girl got some rest, man, it was on.
She played the whole college season, then come right in and play, WNBA season like that.
And then they went to the championship, the championship in college, though.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
what about the 3-on-3 rival league? Do you think she should play in that? Has she made an announcement for that?
No, she hasn't made an announcement for it. Me personally, I wish she would rest, but I know she feels obligated to help women's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that league needs her. I think a lot of this, these new announcements that FEE is making, that they've expanded the roster to 36 players, and her husband came out saying, we're not pressuring Caitlin, but we holding a spot for her. We allowing her to decompress. They really want her because I think the bag is predicated on it. You know what I'm saying? So I just got a feeling it was something about a report came out that there's some serious talk. She's 60-40. She'll probably wind up doing it. But I just think
I agree with everything you say, first of all, Clayton. But I think she's one of them players that's a throwback in the sense where she just like playing. She likes
playing. Yes.
Yeah, she just like competing. Remember Jordan was like that.
Yeah.
Jordan was, I want to play. You understand? I want to play. They was having charity basketball games overseas that he was playing in early in his career and stuff. He was like, man, I just want to play,
Yeah.
You got people
a lot of times for players like that who like to play like that, you got to put it in their contract and you got to place restrictions.
That's what I was getting ready to say, Mike. That's what I was getting ready to say. Whether she play or not, I think it's going to be heavily dependent on how the Indiana Fever talk to her and communicate with her. Because they may not want her risking injury and stuff like that. So
you can understand that. And you can understand
I think it's going to come down to the relation, her and Indiana Fever, what they agree on.
Yeah, because some ball players, they just and she a gym rat. She already putting out videos of her, she working out already and everything. So she a gym rat. So she's the kind of ball player that you have to place restrictions on.
And they they put all the chips in the middle of the table. They going all in to try to get a title now. they might ask her not to do it.
Wow. All right. So look,
you talking about Clay. I'm sorry, Mike. Let me ask Clay this. So you think like all in maybe like the next 2 years, like they trying to get that ship in the next 2 years, the next 2 seasons?
Yes. I think if you look at Stephanie Wright's track record, I wouldn't be surprised next season if they, depending on the free agency, if they not in the WNBA finals.
Well, they could be close right now. You know what I mean? They close. They only need another piece or two.
Yeah.
But look, so if the WNBA or somebody from the WNBA step in and ask her not to play, do that look like they hating on that new league though? Or not the WNBA, but if the Fever, if they say, well, look, we don't want you to risk injury.
No, it looks like they're looking out for their investment and what their future looks like. I don't think it's hating on that Unrivaled league at all.
You gotta take care of your assets first.
You gotta take it,
you gotta take care of your assets first.
Some people may not see it as that though. You know what I mean?
People might put that narrative out there, but I don't. But when you got good brass, they don't give a damn about the narratives and the media and what people saying. They focus on what's best for their team.
Nor should they.
Yeah. And is Asia Wilson signed up to play Unrivaled?
I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't seen her name on it.
I ain't see her name on there either.
Yeah.
It's certain people or certain players, their cachet is such that you might not see them in this league.
Yeah.
You know?
Man. So when it starts in January, right? I think this league starts in January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long does it run? It runs from January to what?
Just 10 weeks.
10 weeks. Okay.
So 10-week season. I think what would be cool if Caitlin pulled up at the games and showed support, because that'll also help viewership. It's almost like that Taylor Swift shit. She come and then people watch just to see glimpses of her. Yeah. She could do something like that to support the league.
If they know she supported, they'll support it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think if she don't play, she's definitely going to support the league and be in attendance. I know that without a shadow of a doubt.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that. Yeah.
But that might be the way she got to go. But yeah. So yeah, man. What's up, man? What's up with that? What's up with that NFL shit, bro?
Man.
Talk to me.
Man. My team looking good, but they coming down the stretch. You know the meat of their schedule. But I like the record 6-2 into the bye. I like that. I'll take that.
I'm gonna have to. I told Mike this the other day. I ain't mean to change the subject, Mike. I'm sorry.
That's a good segue. You good?
I meant to say. I said this to Mike, and I owe this to you. Tom. And I owe it to Najee Harris. I have to apologize to him because he may not have been running real effective because the pass game wasn't unlocked, crowding the line of scrimmage, putting men in the box. Because now that they stretching the field a little bit, he running like a motherfucker too.
Yeah, Clinton, you referring to the for people who don't know, you talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers and Najee Harris, Yep. Now that Russell, and I'm gonna say this, man. Did you see that dime that he dropped on Pickens? Not the touchdown one, the one on the sideline when he almost scored and ran out of bounds. Did you see that throw? Where he put that ball at?
Right.
My goodness, man. My goodness.
A lot of people was throwing dirt on Russ, man. You know, at that tenure in Denver.
Yeah,
that's more than. And then last year he didn't even have a bad season. I think he had like 26 touchdowns and 8 picks or something like that. It was crazy.
I remember the night they beat Kansas City. He made a throw like that. He threw a dime like in the end zone. Like man, the guy. One thing Russell is gonna be accurate.
Sean Payton, man, that's what everybody loves there. But this so-called offensive genius, Sean Payton.
So Pittsburgh got the defensive pedigree. The running game seems to be unlocked. If they can keep Russell Wilson protected like they've been doing, teams got to watch out.
Yeah.
They got to watch out.
I don't know what happened to my Ravens last weekend, man. Like it was crazy, man. I think I don't know if the Ravens was looking past Cleveland or they took Cleveland for granted. But
I tell people about Jameis Winston, man. Jameis Winston gets the narrative. Jameis Winston, he got a lot of confidence, man, and he got a big arm, man. So Jameis' decision making, if you know what I mean, you can change that and say he a gunslinger. He got confidence. You know what I mean? He hit the ball anyway. You know what I mean? Yep. But because of Jameis, they're going to say he's a bad decision maker and he can't read defenses like that, man. I don't believe that for 1 minute, man.
No, Jameis Winston, he basically, I agree with what you said. Basically, his decision making off the field is what people call, I think it's more questionable than his defense, what he do on the field. But Jameis Winston, I think he's a talent though.
He's high risk, high reward.
That's right.
He's gonna throw. He's gonna throw it. Like I think in Tampa, he had like almost 40 touchdown passes or something, but he also had
30 picks.
Yeah, like a whole bunch of interceptions. So he gonna throw you something. He threw Hamilton one at the end.
That's what I'm about to say.
But Hamilton couldn't hold on to it. But I'm gonna say this:
next play, next play, he threw it over the top.
I'm gonna say this though: Cleveland put themselves in that position. They didn't even have to throw. What forced them into throwing? They had good field position, and they was in a position just to run the clock and kick, right? Because they made the Ravens burn their timeouts. But then when they went to go, they had a false start, and it backed them up 5 yards, and they was forced to throw then. Yeah. They shouldn't have never even been throwing the ball at the end. They had a chance to just run, and kick, kill the clock, and beat Baltimore. So that was one of them things. But Baltimore has to show up. I'm telling you, I've never seen this defense this bad ever.
Yeah, they terrible.
Terrible. Yes.
Terrible.
That's what I was comparing in terms of the Chiefs and the Ravens, who's the scariest. It wasn't about, the offensive play. It's like I've never seen Baltimore's defense this bad. And then they go out and get a trade. They get this wide receiver from Carolina. Good look, but you really need to be doing something on that defense. And you need a pass rusher because your back end is weak. You need somebody to put pressure on that quarterback to help that out. But by them doing that, bring something in to help your back end out.
By them doing that, Clayton, that made me believe that their philosophy going forward is we gonna have to outscore you.
Yeah.
That you know what I mean? That's what the mindset I got when they made that trade, because I don't really think they needed another offensive piece, but
they did.
I think they say, man, we can't stop nobody, so we just gonna have to get in shootouts all the time. So
yeah.
But check this though, Tom and Mike. Henry had 11 carries. Your defense is not good. Lean into him all the way to keep your defense off the field. That's your killing deal.
That's what I don't understand. Like, why is this man only getting 11 carries when y'all,
But this a week after he had 25, 28. You know what I'm saying? It's like he goes from one extreme to the other. You have success with him running the ball, and then the next game you go away from.
Yeah. And then Lamar ain't practiced all week.
Yep.
Back injury, knee stuff. Now that ain't serious. He playing today, but you got to keep your eye on that.
You do.
Yeah, no doubt.
You do.
You know. So in this Denver defense,
tough.
This ain't no joke.
Yeah,
Surtain shuts down one side of the field.
He the truth, man.
He the truth.
Patrick Surtain, he the truth, man. He the truth. Yeah.
And I think Denver number 5 against the run. So this gonna be one of them games where Lamar's probably gonna have to break pocket, run around, make plays happen, get big plays, open that up a little bit.
Yeah. So
this gonna be an interesting game today.
Yeah.
The good thing is they playing a rookie quarterback, Bo Nix. So
Well, let's do this, right? Yeah, hopefully Bo Nix will make some mistakes. But let's talk about some of the other games that's coming on today. You got the Saints at the Panthers, right? What y'all think about that matchup and who you like?
Man, I think that's going Man, I don't know. To be honest with you, man, it seems like, man, that's two coaches that's gonna be on the streets, man. You know what I mean, at least before the end of the year, man. Man, I think, man, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. But look, just for what's the name? I'd take Carolina. Just you gotta pick somebody. I'd take Carolina. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean,
is Derek Carr hurt? Is he playing?
No, he's still out hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, here again, that was one of the games. I know I called them last week, but they fell a few points short. So I missed last week. That was my first miss all year in terms of take the points, was last week. And that's because I didn't feel comfortable when you told me, Tunk, that Bryce was starting. I said, oh shit, that makes me nervous now. But again, this week, that 7 looks like the play with Carolina against the Saints. But I think the Saints win this game. It just makes me nervous with Bryce back there. I love Bryce Young when he was at Alabama. I love him. I think he got talent. I just think he in the wrong location. But
why they not playing that guy? What's his name? Taysom Hill or something. Why they not playing him?
I don't know.
Why they not playing Taysom?
They gave him all that money. He said he was this valuable. He could do all these Swiss Army knife. He could do all, but you know what I'm saying, Clayton? Oh man, they gave him a nice contract and everything.
Yeah.
But then, you know what I'm saying? You don't see him.
Yeah. I don't know. It's something in practice, something in film. It's a lot of stuff show up on film that the general public don't get a chance to see.
That's right. Right.
It makes it
all what they tried to say he was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So
I
don't know.
Now the Commanders. Did y'all see that win the Commanders had last week against Chicago?
Yeah. Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Ain't that dude. First of all, the coaching staff. How you don't see this jackass not lined up ready? And he didn't even realize the ball was snapped. He over there playing with the and then he was the one that tried to knock the ball down. You're running on a side angle.
Yep.
You leave that ball alone because you ain't gonna be able to swat it down. It's gonna carry him off you. That was the dumbest shit I ever seen, man. Dumbest shit I ever seen.
Well, wait a minute. Before we get to the next game, what I forgot. I've been watching the game recently, and I seen a guy just drop the ball before he got into the end zone.
Yeah, that was Monday night. That was
People still doing that crazy stuff, man.
Who was that? Who was that?
That was Philly and who they played that night. I forgot who they played.
No, Philly played the Bengals last week.
No, it wasn't Philly. It was the Jets.
It wasn't Philly.
It was the Jets. It was the Jets.
It was the Jets. Yeah.
They still wound up winning that game, though.
It was Thursday night. It was Thursday night. That's what it was. Thursday night.
Yep. They beat Houston.
Yeah, because they was home. And listen, on them Thursday night games, the home teams win those games 80% of the time. Because it's a short week. But yeah, they was playing Houston. Y'all dude dropped the ball. I thought he crossed the goal line though.
Yeah, but why even take that chance though?
He thought he was over the goal line, I think. I don't know, but they got a win, artificial one.
Yeah.
Now look, I'd have lost my shirt on that. You know what I mean? If I was a betting man, I'd have lost my shirt on that. I'm like, man, they ain't beating Houston. You know what I'm saying?
But down the short week though, Tunk, the short week, just like this week coming up. This is gonna be the year the Ravens sweep the Bengals because they play on Thursday night, but Baltimore home. Bengals gonna lose that game.
I hope you're right.
They probably will.
All right.
Probably will.
So today the Commanders are playing the Giants. Who y'all like in that game?
Commanders.
Yeah,
Commanders look good.
Yeah, I like DC.
They look good.
I like DC.
That's a no-brainer right there.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
And the Dolphins and the Bills. Is Tua? I think Tua is back today with the
Bills.
Bills.
He's back.
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
Yeah. So, but I don't know if that's gonna make a difference though.
I feel like Buffalo though.
I'm going with Buffalo, and I'm afraid for Tua.
Me too.
I'm afraid for Tua.
Me too.
Because this is the team that's constantly concuss him and get him hurt.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, though, Clayton, he's not really taking big shots.
This year,
the tackles be normal and they be messing them up. They be like normal tackles, man, normal hit. And he be getting messed up, man.
Yeah. I'm afraid for Tua, man. I'm afraid for him. I ain't even gonna front.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, might be like in the next 10, 15 years, watch, the NFL gonna start having them regular games with them quarterbacks and them red jerseys, man. Watch. You ain't gonna be able to touch them at all.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know though, Tom. That's gonna take a lot from the game. The entertainment value. And you know them owners, they care about that money, man.
Right. But see, that's why I think that's the case though, Clayton, because the quarterbacks, you know, they're the team's biggest investment. You know what I'm saying? And they want to keep their biggest investment healthy and out there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm looking at it from that part. You know what I mean?
I understand that, but I still think that the money that these players are getting and stuff, I think it's a lot of bluff. I don't think it's what it appears to be. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel you don't want that, Tom. You're right.
Yeah. What about all right? Let me see, the Chargers and the Browns. Who y'all like in the charge between the Chargers and the Browns today?
I like Cleveland.
Me too.
You did?
Yeah. And not because I always pick Cleveland, Tom. I don't like Cleveland, Tom.
Yeah, I like Cleveland in that game, man.
I'm not a Cleveland, though.
Yeah.
Nope. All right, the next game we got the Patriots and the Titans.
Two horrible teams, man. But I'm gonna take New England. I'm gonna take New England.
You are? Yeah,
I'm taking New England.
Great May. Who home? Who the home team, Mike? You know?
The Titans are the home team.
I might take the Titans.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And the Cowboys and the Falcons. See, that's why I wish man had called them. I think I like the Falcons in this game over the Cowboys.
Yeah, man. I want the Cowboys to win, but I think Atlanta might get them.
Yeah.
I think Atlanta might get them. What you think, Blake?
Yeah, I ain't got no faith in the Cowboys in no game. I know eventually they're gonna win one, but I ain't got no faith in them in no game.
Gonna pick them. I feel you.
Nope.
What
was Jerry Jones thinking about when he brought Ezekiel Elliott back?
Man, who knows, Mike? Man, that's ridiculous, man. And they got Delvin Cook up there too. He ain't running either.
No.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't know. And I remember man was on here one time, man, and I told him, I said, man, if you depending on Ezekiel Elliott, man, change all fortunes around. I say, man, that's real unfortunate, man.
And Ezekiel Elliott ain't even playing this week. He out.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I said, man, that's real unfortunate, man, because he don't. It come across that he don't think Dak is it. So he was like, you know, their success will be with their running game. I said, man, but it ain't gonna be Zeke, man. It's not gonna be him.
Nope. And he passed on Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry wanted the Cowboys.
But you know what? Now check us out, right? Everybody killed Jerry Jones when Jerry Jones said, man, I don't think Derrick Henry will be running like that over here. What y'all think about that? Because he might be absolutely true about it.
He might be absolutely right.
What the Ravens fans absolutely right about that.
What the Raven fans seem to be overlooking, some not, but some are. That what's really making this whole thing go is Ricard, the fullback. They putting him in front and Derek running behind that. Dallas don't have that situation.
That to put Ricard in front of Derrick Henry, that is so unfair.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
He weighed 300 pounds.
Yeah.
He bigger than some offensive line.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
And then you got
what? That's good, man. Because some running backs can run behind the fullback and others can't.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Some can run behind the fullback, others can't. Yeah.
Resurrect that right there. Just add more. It just resurrect his career. You right. If you don't have Ricard in Dallas, it might be. You know what I mean. You just
the threat of Lamar, of Lamar running. You know that's also helping. That's also helping him out a lot.
And what's the name? Offensive line is not that good. Cowboys.
The Cowboys line. Yeah, they
so if you factor all that in, you know what I mean? Derrick Henry might not be doing You know what I mean? That well up there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's definitely gonna be doing as well as he's doing with the Ravens, but he might not be having, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I thought that about running backs that, like, before we got Derrick Henry, like, I thought that the other running backs that the Ravens had benefited from having Lamar. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you got to keep your eye, you got to account for Lamar. So, yeah.
For a while they did, but then teams started scouting that mesh point thing and the read option, and they started figuring out, stay home, stick with your assignment. So they would assign a play. I don't give a shit if he give the running back the ball or not. You stay with Lamar, and your assignment is the runner. See, early on, Baltimore was getting them.
And not only stay with him, Clayton, not only stay with him, hit him.
Hit him. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Hit him.
Yep.
The first coach I ever heard talk about that was Brian Billick.
Yes.
Brian Billick was on NFL Network one time, and he said, man, you assign a linebacker to the quarterback. All that read pass option. Whether he give the ball up or not, you hit him.
You hit him.
That's right. So you got your quarterback taking these hits over the course of a game. He didn't got hit 10, 12 times unnecessarily.
Unnecessary.
You know that started to take its toll. That's all to take its toll week in, week out. Brian Billick was the first guy.
And I would go back to that this year. I don't give a shit if he fake it or not. I got somebody got to hit Lamar.
Right. That's right. That's how you defend it. If you ask me, that's how you defend it. Whether he got the ball or not, hit him. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
What about, all right, so the next game is the Raiders and the Bengals.
I think Cincy win this one.
I think Cincinnati. Cincinnati don't look like a good team, though.
Not this year.
Yeah.
No, their defense paper thin. It's their defense. It's them too. Their defense is suspect. The Ravens are overcoming theirs, but Cincinnati not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That defense is bad.
It's real bad.
All right. So we spoke about this a little bit earlier, but the Broncos and the Ravens, who y'all like?
Baltimore. Baltimore. But I'm just gonna say, I wouldn't be surprised if Denver sneak out a 3-point win. I wouldn't be surprised.
They giving 8 though, ain't Baltimore giving 8?
Baltimore giving them 9.5.
What?
Damn.
But I'm scared to mess with it because Baltimore can run up 40 points on you.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. And I don't have all that much faith in that rookie quarterback. Like, it's not like he's blazing, he's setting it on fire. He's doing pretty good for a rookie, but he's got 8
in his last couple games, he's been playing well. But
he's got like 1,500 yards.
Bo Nix.
8 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. So I'm not blown away with this kid.
Yeah. All right. Now, do y'all think that the Bears will be able to get back on the winning track against the Cardinals today?
Yeah. I think they'll beat the Cardinals.
Who home?
The Cardinals are home.
I'm about to say, I think they out there in Arizona,
Yeah, I haven't seen Arizona play. I know they've won some games.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them play. I did get a chance to see the Bears play. But
I know that boy Marvin Harrison is a stud, boy.
That's your guy. Tom.
Man. He a stud, boy. Throw that boy the ball, man.
I'm just gonna go against the group. I'm just gonna take Arizona just for GP.
Yeah. All right.
We're not.
And, all right. So the Jaguars and the Eagles play at 4 today.
Philly. I'm taking Philly in that.
Yeah, I think
Peterson, he another one that might be on the chopping block this year.
Who was that?
The coach of Jacksonville.
Doug
Peterson.
Yeah.
And Philly finally unlocked. AJ been back for a few weeks now. They got that whole arsenal, man. Mm-hmm. And my man, the running back, Barkley.
Yeah.
He on a mission. He playing some football right now.
Yeah. Didn't the Ravens have an opportunity to get Saquon Barkley too?
Yeah, but the Ravens Barkley was out there. You would have had to trade
because they traded for him.
You would have had to trade for Barkley, but with Henry they got free agents.
I think they traded for him.
Yeah. All right, what do y'all think about the Rams versus the Seahawks?
I'm going with Seattle.
I'm going with the Rams on that.
I'm going with Seattle.
They healthy on on offense. Seattle then lost 4 out of 5.
Yep.
I don't know about Metcalf. I know he was out. I don't know if he back healthy. So Gino, he ain't been playing well last couple of weeks. So I'm gonna go with the Rams on that.
And that's my pick for the public. Take the Rams +1. I mean, take Seattle +1. I'm sorry.
Okay. Seattle plus.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Now we got a divisional. What is the Lions versus the Packers? This should. I think it's going to turn out to be a pretty good game.
Woo. Is that the Sunday night game, Mike?
Today at 4:00.
Oh, it's a 4:00 game.
Yeah.
I like Detroit in that game, man. But I wouldn't be surprised, man, if that's a barn burning and Green Bay win, man. Yeah,
right. That's what I'm saying. I think that's going to be a good game. Now, Detroit have been chalking up a lot of points on people lately, but
what's up,
it's
man?
It's going to be a good game.
I think Detroit. I think Detroit might be the second best team in football, man.
Behind
I think
Kansas
they get
City?
great. Yes, I think
they definitely think they're the best team in the NFC.
Yes,
I definitely think they're the best team in the NFC. Yeah,
and I think Detroit win. And you got to start putting golf in an MVP conversation.
For sure. Yeah. For sure.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, but y'all think Detroit gonna eke out a win against the Packers? Though?
Detroit balance, man. They balance all phases.
Yeah. And I told you, man, Aaron Glenn, man, they defensive coordinator. Man, I remember Clayton said he ain't remember him.
I ain't remember.
Aaron Glenn, they defensive coordinator. He doing well. He doing well with him, man. He doing a good job with him.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go with Detroit now. If Green Bay win, I won't be surprised, but I'm going with Detroit.
Right. I'm staying with because that's division. So you know how division is. You throw the records out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So all right, and the Sunday night game is the Colts versus the Vikings. Joe Flacco, Clayton.
I know, but I love my man Joe, but Minnesota is Minnesota. I gotta go with the Vikings.
While we're talking about the Colts, what do y'all think about them benching the boy Richardson? What do y'all think about them benching him?
Yeah.
They saying he's not playing well, things like that.
Yeah.
What y'all think about that whole thing?
I think they gave him too short of a leash.
Mm-hmm.
I think they gave him too short of a leash. I think that now part of the reason why they may be benching him is also he checked himself out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like when you given an opportunity to quarterback an NFL team, like you don't like. I never seen nobody do that. Like, have you ever seen a quarterback take themselves out the game? Like just
never once. Never once. Never once. Nope.
Like we always talk about this. Like this a whole nother. We seeing stuff in professional sports that like. Like the situation with Markelle Fultz, the situation with Ben Simmons, like all those kind of situations. And this kid checking himself out of a game. Like I don't know what's going on with this generation. Joel and B, like why they are so much more. Like I don't know if it's entitled or if they softer than like guys used to be back in the day, but it's just crazy.
I think you're that tired. You just come to the line of scrimmage and call a handoff. You just do a running play. You know what I'm saying?
I think in his situation, it wasn't fatigue. I think the game is overwhelming him at this stage. And I think that's the easiest thing to say. I was tired, but I think he's confused out there. I really do. And I think the game moving fast. He's overwhelmed. And to be honest with you, I think they're protecting him from himself a little bit. So he don't become totally demoralized.
Because this is his second year, but I think he was hurt last year. He been hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt last year. Right.
I think he only started like 10 games his whole career. I think he only started like 10 games.
Right. Yeah. So he got limited snaps as a as a quarterback anyway.
Right.
So maybe that is a situation.
His numbers are bad. But if you compare his first 10 games against some other quarterbacks, first 10 games or first season and stuff, it looked pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
like you say, Mike, you give him a short leash. Wasn't nobody expecting the Colts, to do anything, as far as playoff or anything like that.
No.
You gotta let him stay out there and take his lumps. But if it's what Clayton said about him being a little overwhelmed by it, I think Clayton, him taking himself out the game, man, I think they think he might lose the locker room. They think he might, like, man, he quit. You know what I'm saying? So they think they might be looking at it like that. So, like, man, get him off the field, man.
Yeah,
you know
that
get him off the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But from my understanding, even his college career, he hadn't played that many games.
He did.
Right? He did. Just started playing late, right?
He did. And then that's what I'm saying. You draft the guy top
so
5 overall, and
right.
then you bring him in there, and then you scratching your head why he's struggling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's not like he's been playing quarterback for a lot of years, little league, high school, you know. That NFL shit is another level.
Yeah.
Right, overwhelmed, you know, but I think I wouldn't have never brought once the Colts beat Pittsburgh that game and well as Flacco played, it's okay to have this kid just sit hold the clipboard for a little while.
That's
I
right.
would have let joke. I wouldn't even have brought him back in.
Right.
Personally.
You know what I mean? Just let him sit over there and learn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look how well Jordan Love playing.
Mm-hmm. And what he said, like 2 seasons, didn't he?
Yeah, he sat.
Yeah, like 2 seasons, 2.5 seasons or something.
Yeah. So it's nothing wrong with that. Shit, Mahomes had to sit his first year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's nothing wrong with that. You know, so
that's true.
I think he can come back from this.
Right.
But he hasn't been playing football a lot for a long period of time.
He's just a talent. He got a big arm. He's athletic. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Right.
Yeah. So I don't think he was tired. Right. I just think he was overwhelmed, me personally. Yeah.
So look, now that the Monday night game is going to be the Buccaneers at the Chiefs, right?
Chiefs.
That's going to be a good game, though. I think.
Can be. Yep. I think the Chiefs giving the Bucs too many points.
A little erratic lately, though. I know he started off well, maybe Baker.
The Bucs,
Baker been looking a little erratic lately, man. Yep. I don't know. Maybe he need to
and he getting ready to face the number 2 defense in all of football.
That ain't a defense you get better against. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That ain't a defense you get your legs back under you. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a long night. It could be a long night for him.
It could be, especially the way Spag bring pressure.
Right.
You know, and confuse you. So, and Baker will throw you a few picks. So, I like Kansas City. I'm gonna say this too, man. I think this is gonna be the story. I think I'm making a bold prediction, man. I'm gonna throw something outlandish out there. Not only do Kansas City got a shot of going undefeated and three-peat. And I think they're going to three-peat because nobody has ever did it in the history of the NFL. I think this is the year, and this is going to be the storyline this year. Them three-peat.
So you think they will three-peat?
Yeah, because it's never been done before. Eventually, if eventually that's going to happen. I think this is the year.
Yeah.
Yep. Even though Detroit look mean out there, Detroit look good. There's some teams out there that could look like they can beat them. I just think that's the story this year. Kansas City doing something nobody's ever done.
Three-peat.
Yeah, it's never been done in the history. So as long as it goes on like that, the odds increase for it to happen.
Mm-hmm. I think that I'm surprised that they undefeated. You know what I mean? They lost a couple. You know what I mean? They won a couple close ones that I thought maybe that would have went the other way, but they undefeated.
Yeah,
it's going to take a little bit of luck too. You know what I mean?
But they have a favorable schedule. They have a favorable schedule.
Yeah,
they really do. Their schedule is favored. They got a few teams, but you got to remember they're going to get players back. I think Witchcom coming back. What's his name?
Oh, Hollywood?
No, not him.
He supposed to be coming back though.
But Rice coming back, right?
That I don't know.
Yeah,
I think Pacheco. One of them injuries wasn't season ending.
Yeah, I know Hollywood's wasn't.
Yeah, I know, but I meant out of the two that started, like Pacheco and Rice, they got hurt. One of them two is not season ending.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna get better. I think they're gonna get better now. And they got DeAndre Hopkins now. They're gonna work him in there, and
him being in the slot, man, that's gonna help.
That's gonna kill. That's it.
Yeah, him being in the slot, man, gonna help.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's my prediction.
No more, but he definitely can help, especially with a quarterback like Mahomes.
Yeah.
And I think they would never admit this, but I think they made a move for a slot receiver because Kelsey is not the same receiver he was as years past.
But did you see him? But did you see him last week? Now that they put DeAndre Hopkins out there, Kelsey did his thing.
Yeah.
So that opened them up a little bit, you know. So
yeah, but you definitely gotta respect, Hopkins. You definitely gotta respect.
Yeah. So, oh, one thing, man. Did y'all see that motherfucking catch Wilson made for the Jets?
Was with the one-handed catch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who you think was better? His or Odell's?
His.
Wow.
Woo. I like his better. That's because I don't like Odell, though. I'm hating on Odell. I'm hating on Odell, Clay. I'm hating on
Odell's was sweet too, but his was a touchdown.
Right.
Was Odell's a touchdown?
I think so.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Odell, he was in the end zone.
Yeah.
But didn't his, like, wasn't it spectacular, but it didn't count or something?
No, he got interfered with and everything. No, it
They
was
called the flag on it, but it was against the defensive play.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
That catch was, man, that was sweet, man. That was sweet. That's the catch of the year so far.
Yeah. That's what it is.
But,
All right, fellas.
All right, man. That's all I got. Y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about?
I'm good.
No. I'm gonna have to start, man. I'm on vacation this week, man. So I'm gonna tap into a little bit more NBA, man. So next week I'll be a little bit more up to speed on some stuff, man. Because
there's a lot of different storylines going in. You know what I mean with that NBA, man.
Yes, it is.
Right.
That's like a 2-hour show, and it's
Tom.
Yeah, how about this?
Did you see JJ Redick give LeBron some words for that turnover?
No, I ain't been seeing no games or nothing. I really ain't been seeing.
JJ got in his ass. Shoot the fucking ball.
Yeah. I told you. I
saw him saying that, but I ain't know. You know, they showed that part, but I ain't know who he was talking to.
LeBron.
Hey,
gotcha.
I told y'all now that JJ Redick got that job, he gonna switch up on LeBron. He gonna do what he had to do.
Man, he should coach the team best way he see fit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he got to get his credibility up. You know what I mean? He got to get his credibility up because he ain't never coached on any level. So he got to get his credibility up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he determined he not doing no farewell tour with LeBron. You know what I mean? He trying to continue his career.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, man.
So
what's up, fellas, man? Appreciate you, Mike.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate the plug.
Yeah. With that being said, man, I appreciate everybody who tuned in, participated in the chat. Appreciate Clayton and Tump for tuning in and chopping it up with me. And
yes, sir.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go to Amazon, check out my man Clayton's book, My Love Letter to the World. And man, we appreciate everybody. Make sure to tune in every Sunday at 11 a.m. though. We'll be live, and talking about sports. What's up?
And I'm officially all in on I'm a diehard Ponytail Pete fan.
Yeah.
You know who Ponytail Pete is, don't you?
That's
Caitlin Clark. Ponytail Pete. Seeing highlights of them too. They got a video with them two highlights. Damn if they don't look like the same player. Pete came back reincarnated as this girl, man. Real talk. I'm going to send you that link, Mike, when I get it. I'm going to send it to you. You check it out. I'm going to send it to you too, Tom.
All right.
Y'all check it out. Okay. See the similarities.
All right.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one, man.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy. Go ahead and watch some of them games, Jack.
Yes, indeed. All right. Peace out.
Y'all appreciate everybody who tuned in. Don't forget, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. on Sundays. We are here, man. And yeah. And so, yeah, appreciate everybody. And make sure that you like and subscribe. And we will check y'all out next weekend. Peace.